Hi guys, Joanna here, and in today's video, I will be talking about 6 amazing perfume alternatives to 6 discontinued fragrances. I wish there's a brand out there that will focus more in creating dupes of discontinued fragrances. And yeah, I think that will be a game changer in the perfume industry instead of just creating several dupes of like the same viral perfume, right? On a side note, I'm very hyped and thrilled to let you guys know about these 6 fragrances. So yeah, let's jump in. First up is Mugler's Angel Star. And as far as I know, it has been discontinued for years now. If ever you missed that fragrance and you are looking for something similar, Zeena by Khalis is the one. This to me is the most perfect Pina colada scent. Not only it smells like literally a pina colada by the beach, but the price is also spot on. This is a Middle Eastern perfume that I bought online, and I think I paid around 30 something euros for a bottle. Now, I know that it's a mission to find this fragrance right now, but I got mine from Anabis. If ever I still find it available there, I'm going to link it down in the description box below. I'm not sure if you can find it in US, but here in Europe, I think it's like on and off in Anabis website. For the folks who don't know how Angel Star smells like, yeah, as mentioned, it smells like a pina colada, an amazing fruity summer scent that a lot of us are missing actually. And yeah, Zeena basically is very close to Angel Star, and it will definitely scratch the itch. This is such a fun, beachy, punchy, juicy, fruity, coconutty scent. The standout notes to my nose are definitely pineapple, coconut, peach, sandalwood, and musk. It also has sweetness that to me smells more praline than chocolatey, because in the note breakdown it says that it has chocolate. But yeah, the sweetness that I'm getting from here is more of like a praline kind of sweetness, and to me it's just perfect. I love the fact that it's not sugary, and I think it just blended so well with the coconut and the fruits that are in here. Can't recommend Zeena enough, especially if you are missing Angel Star by Mugler. Longevity and projection are amazing. It lasted me around 5 to 7 hours. Highly recommend this fragrance if you can find it where you live. All right, next up is Decadence by Marc Jacobs. And I am one of those people who's having FOMO about Decadence. Never owned the bottle, but I have a friend who used to wear Decadence, and I love it so much. I definitely remember how amazing it smells like on her. Never owned a bottle, so I don't want to compare side by side, but I remember that scent through Nudo Green Iris by Fragrance World. I know the bottle is not the prettiest, okay? I know that. Not my favorite at all. But guys, if you are missing out on Decadence, I highly recommend you checking this fragrance out. To me, this is an alluring green, floral, woody, amber scent that definitely delivers. I find Green Iris very close to Decadence, and in my opinion, it will definitely scratch the itch if you are missing Decadence. Is it like 1-to-1 though? I will say no, but this is very similar. Let's say like 90%. This is a kind of fragrance that will scratch the itch if ever. Now, how does it smell like? Just in case you're not familiar yet with Decadence, it is floral, fruity, and ambery scent that is more concentrated on the plum and jasmine. Plum and jasmine are not listed in Green Iris. However, those are the prominent notes that I am getting out of this fragrance. And of course, the amber as well. I find this fragrance alluring, actually. I never owned Decadence, but I always appreciate it on someone. And yeah, I think if you're missing out on Decadence, I highly recommend you checking out Green Iris by Fragrance World. Guys, this is less than 30 euros. This is a kind of dupe that we need, okay? We need dupes of discontinued fragrances. So if there's any perfume brands watching, that will be great. All right, next up is Vanille Insensee by Atelier Cologne. I'm fortunate enough to own a bottle because this is one of my OG vanilla scents when I was starting my perfume journey. And I know that a lot of you love this fragrance as well. However, it's discontinued. Now, I discovered a fragrance from Granado called Baunilha e Açafrão. And guys, what can I say? They smell the same. Spot on Vanille Insensee. This is a sweet, a little bit sugary vanilla that also smells very clean. So let's just say, yes, it smells like a vanilla gourmand. However, it's giving clean girl aesthetic vibes. I will also consider this as a very good everyday kind of vanilla scent. It is so inoffensive. It is very light and airy because it is a cologne concentration. It is also very affordable. A lot of natural ingredients as well because it is from Granado. And even though it is not a very good performer, I think there will be people who will appreciate this fragrance, especially those who don't like loud fragrances, or you're the type who prefers cologne type of scents. Vanille Insensee has that cologne vibes anyway. But yeah, Baunilha Açafrão is very similar to Vanille Insensee. I highly recommend it if you're having a FOMO for Vanille Insensee by Atelier Cologne. All right, next up is the very famous Lancôme La Nuit Tresor. Now, I know there's a lot of flankers out there, but if you're like me, you prefer the OG, then the flankers are actually useless at this point. Now, if you're missing Lancôme La Nuit Tresor, then I highly recommend you Modeste pour Femme by Afnan. To me, this is just so spot on. A chocolatey fruit chili that is very likable. It kind of smells generic, but it is doing it for me. This is such an affordable yet impactful fragrance in my opinion. And I know that a lot of you will like this fragrance because it is very likable, especially if you're the type who's into sweet fruit chili kind of scents. This is such a fun and sweet scent that I actually enjoy using from time to time. I don't own a bottle of La Nuit Tresor. However, I'm very familiar with that scent because I have a friend who used La Nuit Tresor for clubbing. This perfume is just transporting me back to my clubbing days because of that La Nuit Tresor DNA. If the sound of strawberry, raspberries, cherry, chocolate, and patchouli sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend you Modeste pour Femme by Afnan because this is very close to Lancôme's La Nuit Tresor. Longevity and projection of this fragrance, by the way, are amazing. It is definitely more than average. And yeah, I highly recommend it as an alternative to Lancôme's La Nuit Tresor. Now, next fragrance is Feve Delicieuse by Dior. And as far as I know, it is discontinued, right? There is something new, however, it is not the same as the OG Feve Delicieuse. So, if you're missing out on that fragrance, I highly recommend you checking out Frenetic Delucieuse. This is extremely close to Feve Delicieuse. It is as complex as Feve Delicieuse as well, and I'm going to consider this fragrance as a very well done dupe, okay? Note breakdown is the same. And, having said that, lavender, mint, sour cherry, freesia, jasmine, praline, cacao pod, caramel, leather, cedar, a lot of odd combo of notes, but guys, this fragrance definitely delivers. And what I love about Frenetic Delicieuse is that it definitely smells luxurious. It is fruity, powdery, bitter, and sweet, and it will definitely scratch the itch. I will say though that this is not a very likable fragrance because, as mentioned, it is very complex, a lot of things going on in this fragrance. But all I can say is that This shines the best during wintertime. I recommend it for someone who is into complex and sweet powdery scents. I love this fragrance so much. Yeah, I will definitely be using it this upcoming wintertime. As you can see, the juice is really dark, and yeah, having said that, guys, this is potent, okay? I really recommend it as it definitely smells more expensive than what it is. Right, and last but not the least is my OG rose favorite, and this is Stella by Stella McCartney. And yes, I still have a bottle of this discontinued fragrance. This is my second bottle of it because Stella used to be my signature scent back in the days, and I actually just keep this bottle for me to remember those days. Basically, it is a rose, peony, and amber combo that is quite linear. However, I find it very alluring and clean at the same time. This is the fragrance that made me realize that I am into rose scents. Okay, now I have discovered something from Granado as well, who smells identical to Stella by Stella McCartney. And this is called Rosa Damascena. Now, this is a cologne version, but guys, this smells exactly the same. Yeah, just think of like a cologne version of Stella. They smell exactly the same. However, since Rosa Damascena is a cologne version, it is lighter and airier. However, guys, if you are missing out this scent, highly recommend you Rosa Damascena. This is very inexpensive as well since it's a cologne concentration. I think it costs around, I don't know, $50. Yeah, something around that. And I think if you live in Brazil, yeah, it's even less. And as far as I remember, this is on sale, I think, or it goes on sale quite often at Granado's website. So yeah, this is such a lovely, bright rose and ambery scent that, yeah, I truly enjoy as well. I love this fragrance because I'm a big lover of Stella by Stella McCartney. So yeah, highly recommend Rosa Damascena. Longevity and projection are not very good given that it is only a cologne concentration, but of course you can always respray anyway. And if you are just after the scent of Stella, I highly recommend this, guys. So that is the video for today. I hope that you enjoyed, and yeah, this topic really intrigued me. So if ever you have a perfume in mind to recommend as an alternative of a discontinued fragrance, let me know in the comments down below because I'm planning to do this topic as a series in my channel. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!